Fellas, AC here. I'm in the mood to save you a bit of cash today. So, it is going to be a head-to-head contest between two fragrances. One is Parfums de Mali, Herod, and the other one is by Alexandria Fragrances. And the name of the fragrance is Arabian Horse. Very interesting contest it's going to be. Now, I reviewed Parfums de Mali, Herod, a few weeks ago, but I'll just refresh your memories. If you haven't seen it, if you're interested, you can view the full review anytime you feel like. So the smell is all about using vanilla, tobacco, cinnamon, and creating a beautiful, pleasant fragrance by using nuances of fruity floral nature. There's a beautiful note of osmanthus, which has this fleshy, fruity smell. The texture of the fragrance is velvety because there's this very nice trademark Parfums de Mali musk around it, and they have combined it, I believe, with another superb execution of labdanum. So musk labdanum create this texture of almost like a velvety feel. The fragrance is an amazing fragrance, much loved by everybody, and I also like it. So I'll start with an initial spray just to compare the beginning. I have a 5.5 hour dry down. I also have more than 24 hours dry down in 2 strips of paper. So this is the opening. When it opens, it has this spicy medicinal feel, and I'm looking for a very nice tobacco and vanilla. So initial spray, 2 sprays of Arabian Horse, and it doesn't have the nuances of the opening. So it has a very deep and slightly green tobacco, and that green tobacco and vanilla, and I think slight smokiness spring to mind a fragrance I reviewed not so long ago, and it's called Animus Tobacco Reserve. I was very impressed by that fragrance. This opening reminds me of Animus Tobacco Reserve. Okay, and I've been studying this fragrance all day because I've had it on my hands, and I can tell you that the fragrance remains this way and slightly edges towards Herod. Now, Herod also has this beautiful spiciness about itself. So it's as if they've used a very fine spicy tobacco. Yeah. There's this medicinal smell. There's slight herbal smell. Those bits are missing here in the opening. But after about 2.5, 3 hours, this starts to develop into the same area as Herod. Yeah. So I'm looking for fruity spiciness along with a very nice vanilla and very fine tobacco. Right. This is the dry down. It's very faint because I've just sprayed it, so my nose is not able to get to the dry down. It's very faint, but I tell you from memory that the spiciness is slightly less as compared to Parfums de Mali. The fruitiness is almost absent, but the vanilla, tobacco and cinnamon make the fragrance almost 70%, 75% similar to the dry down of Parfums de Mali. Yeah, beautiful. I was looking for that musky fruitiness. It's there, and with a bit of spiciness. And this is what I like about Parfums de Mali Herod. The dry down, the opening, they all have a different little story to tell you, and they're very attractive. It's very, very attractive scent. And this one gets you close. I'm not able to smell it on my skin. It's very faint as compared to Parfums de Mali. So let's do the paper test. And I've done this in the morning as well. This is almost 48 hours. This is Parfums de Mali. One thing is for sure. The Arabian Horse is twice as strong as Parfums de Mali on paper. On skin, it's just the opposite. I can barely smell it. But yeah, I can smell Parfums de Mali very, very clearly. But on paper, it's twice as strong. This is very faint, 48 hours. So the scent in essence does what Parfums de Mali does, but only if you were to just spray it and walk in the air. It smells lots like Herod. But if you do a side-by-side comparison, you will see the differences I mentioned. For example, the tobacco note is a lot greener here. It doesn't have that fine slightly spicy tobacco feel that you get in Herod. It doesn't have that. Maybe in the dry down it does, and it's not maybe, it does have that, but it lacks the fruity muskiness. So 70-75% similar. Performance, as I said, on skin, it looks like, and I've heard the current version of Parfums de Marly Herod has been reformulated. I have heard, not checked. And a lot of people have been complaining about the performance. This is a vintage, and this one is performing better on skin than the Alexandria fragrance Arabian Horse. Projection, almost the same. I get about 2 hours of projection from both these fragrances. Sillage, I've checked. Parfums de Marly has a better sillage because it's a slightly higher quality fragrance. So all in all, it's there, but on paper, I advise you, if you're using Arabian Horse to go on your shirt, I think you'll get better performance than Parfums de Marly. Then on skin. Skin is definitely, Herod is better. Old formulation. Can't talk about the new formulation. Haven't smelt it. But I have to give you one thing. Herod is much better smelling fragrance. The whole journey. So, occasions, same occasions. How would you be perceived when you wear Arabian Horse? Same kind of prestige. It doesn't smell cheap. It doesn't smell synthetic. It doesn't smell poorly blended. It's very finely blended. It comes across as you're wearing a very likable, high quality fragrance. That's what I like about Arabian Horse. But yeah, where it falls off is it doesn't replicate the initial opening. It goes in the direction of Tobacco Reserve. And Tobacco Reserve and Arabian Horse are sort of the same price. Yeah, but in the dry down, it goes towards Parfums de Marly. Hope this helps, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.